Yeah, it depends on where you want it. For me, I have to have it a little farther away from me, but if you want it a little closer, how does that feel?
Fine.
And before I go, I'll check the camera and make sure it's on you. And then you can just get started, okay?
You're wonderful. Thank you.
Of course, of course. Thank you. And I'll sing. I'm not muted.
I'm not afraid.
Meow, meow, meow. Hello, this is a sound test. Barry, this is me checking sound. Great. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Does anyone have a cup?
Yeah.
I just need a cup for our tea. Perfect. Thank you. I'll pour it after. Can you grab that wipes? Those are mine. Can you just take them away? Thank you, love. It is. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. We are doing a short sound check and then we will get started. Thank you. As everyone gets settled and finds their space, finds their Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom. It is so great to see all of you today. Thank you for being here with us. Looking to page 3 in your Siddur. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world. So we embrace Shabbat. So as we get settled into our Shabbat service this evening, I welcome you to open your hearts to the text from Song of Songs. On your insert sheet, it can be found at number 2. A love song for tonight. Dodie Lee. It must have been at least 100 years. I must have cried an ocean of tears. We wandered through the coldest, darkest night, waiting for me there, a spark of light. Forever is a long, 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 long time. My beloved, I am yours, and you are mine. Dodili, ba'ani loha rohe. Shoshani, Dodili. Never seen the colors quite so bright. Never held another quite so tight. Never held my heart could fly away. I can't believe I get to be with you every single day. Forever is a long, 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 long time. My beloved, I am yours, and you are mine. Dodili, ba'ani loha rohe. Shoshani, Dodili. I see you and I know this is not how I thought my life would ever go. But now I see you were meant for me, and I was meant for you. Yes, I was meant for you. Dodili, ba'ani loha rohe. Shoshani, Dodili. Dodili. With our hearts open, we look to the words of Rabbi Nachman of Bratslav. Kol ha-neshama, Hallelujah. Number 3 on your insert sheet. Taking a moment as we settle in, breathing in this glorious view. The winds are blowing. They are ready for Shabbat. We take this time in our service as we turn to pages 10 through 11 to honor our essential workers. On Shabbat, we take the time to honor these essential workers, nurses Marie Delaparte, Christina Dubois, Teresa Eggers, Teresa Esposito, Lindsay Miller, Jay Montier, Cindy Pomerantz, Joni Savago, Lucinda Siegel, Christina Snell, Amy Saley, Ashley Wallace, Ben Wilder, Elisa Williams. These doctors, Linda Brandon, Amy Cagula, Joe Cohen, Shani David, Elliot Dresnick, Lee Gerson Friedman, Nicholas Friedman, Stephen Grossman, Ilan Haley, Jan Hoyt, Roger Husted, Steve Kaplan, Martin Krakauer, Howard Leifer, Liz Levine, Aaron Daniel Levitt, L. Levitt, Noah Alexander Levitt, Richard Levy, Matthew Lordy, Hannah Mittenberg, Wendy Parrish, Stephen Schwartz, Jonathan Sumber, Andrew Yanowski. These healthcare workers, first responders, and education professionals, Yisrael Aga, Dara Clausen, Bar Levi Romer, Catherine Monsky, Joseph Schwendeman, Amy Skorka, Maureen Terranova, Jaron Whittam. These first responders, Ryan Coletti, Mark Donchek, Steve Fleischer, Don Hughes, Karen Leader, Abe Markowitz, Anthony Schleuderer, Russell Seymour, Kahana Skolnick, Sandy Albelli, Cindy Binney, Kara Levine Brenner, Carolyn Cernitsky, Lauren DePola, Molly Levine Hunt, Jim Hunt, Tammy Logan, Joanne Miller, Tracy Pollock, Cameron Robb, Lauren Rose, Aaron Swan, Sue Worthman, Karen Zrick, Brett Zuckerman. These social workers and mental health professionals, Andrew Binney, Charlie DeGeorge, Anastasia Duvalionetti, Jenna Lee Fish, Dara Heinlein, Deb Jones, Stephen Kahn, Lauren Petties, Julie Stein-Mikowski, Ty Markle, Sherry Tessler. These grocery staff, technicians, mechanics, maintenance, and transportation professionals, Jill Smith, Mike Becker, Matthew Wilder, Mike Brewer, Brian Lestrange, Danny Miller. And as we prepare to sing Lecha Dodi, we take a moment and recognize we are not out of the woods yet. We are still giving thanks to all of these individuals who put our needs first. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nikabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, b'nei לקראת כלה, בני שבת נקבלה, שמור וסחור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשמו תפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו בניך, השמיעו הברכה, מראש מקדם ניסוחה, טוב מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך לי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד עיני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. If you are able, בואי בשלום, העטרת בהלה, גם בשמחה ובשולה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, הנה שבת נקבלה. Only foregoing dancing for this week. It will be back next week, and always open to a dance captain in the future. Please join me on page 18 of your Siddur. For the Chatzi Kaddish. Yitkada v'yitkadash shmei Rabba ve'alma tivrach Yerutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayedecho beit Yisrael bagala bagala ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי ימיו. יתברך יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי תקודשו ברכו לעילה מן כה ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירון בהולמה ואמרו amen. Page 20, we rise for the Baruch. Lai, lai, lai. לעולם ועד. לי 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 Staying on our feet, we turn to page 26. Before we sing the Shema, I offer you to take a deep breath in and the breath out. If you're not with us in person today, those joining us will tell you how amazing this breeze is, filling us with breath. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. 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 Lai 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 Reaching for your Siddur, page 31. You shall love the Eternal, your source, with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your being. And these words which I command you on this day shall be upon your heart, and you shall teach them to your children, and speak of them sitting in your house, walking along the way, upon lying down and upon rising. And you shall bind them as a sign upon your hand, and they shall be the frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Then you will remember and do all my mitzvot and be sacred to your source. I am the Eternal, your source, who bore you up from the land of Egypt to be your Hashchina. I am the Eternal, your source. Adonai Elohechem Echad. Page 39. In a world torn by violence and pain, in a world far from wholeness and peace, give us, O source, the courage to say, there is one source in heaven and earth. Please join me. Declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and your love. From Egypt, the house of bondage, we were delivered at Sinai. We bound ourselves to your purpose. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages, we survived oppression and exile. So our failings are many and our faults are great. Time and again, we overcame the darkest forces, and it has been our glory to bear witness to our source. To keep alive in dark ages your vision, let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be at one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Yai lai 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 yai lai yai lai yai lai 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 yai lai yai lai 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 yai lai 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 mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedor b'kodesh nora tehilot osefele nora tehilot osefele malechut chora uvanecha dokei ayam lifnei Moshe Miriam tehelianu vehamru tehelianu vehamru Adonai imloch le'olam vaed Adonai imloch le'olam vaed lai 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 lai. Let there be love. Let there be love and understanding among us. Page 43. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, l'shalom. Ve'hamidenu, shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu, Sukkot shlomecha. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, l'shalom. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, l'shalom, l'shalom, l'shalom. Turning to 47. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. With our silent Amida continuing through page 62. Tonight on Kabbalat Shabbat, we pray Balakash in a whisper, loud enough for your hearts to hear you. Yehu רצון לפניך, Adonai tzui v'gali, Adonai tzui v'gali. Ose shalom bimromav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Osa shalom bimromav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Ose shalom bimromav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Osa shalom bimromav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. We have come to the moment for our teaching. It is my honor and privilege to invite our very own Carmel Gold to give our teaching this evening.
When I learned that I was going to be delivering the sermon this Shabbat evening, one phrase kept coming to my mind. All the world is a very narrow bridge. And most important thing is not to be overwhelmed by fear. This is a sentiment that we chant at different times when we are together. It feels significant to bring it up currently as we deal with the uncertainty of the pandemic, as we prepare to move forward with in-person school and high holiday services, and as we deal with unrest in our world for a myriad of reasons. The pandemic has engendered fear in so many of us. We fear getting COVID-19, and we fear losing our loved ones to this terrible disease. I understand this after losing significant family and extended family members to COVID in 2020. All the world is a very narrow bridge, and the most important thing is not to be overwhelmed by fear. We are cautious even when it comes to visiting the grandchildren. However, caution is not the same as being overwhelmed by fear. We read the statistics, keep up with CDC guidelines, and make decisions based on facts. If getting vaccinated and wearing masks keeps ourselves and our community safer, we need to understand that and do our part. In this week's Torah portion, 3 vulnerable populations are identified: the orphan, the widow, and the stranger. We are entrusted with the obligation to offer legal protection and assure economic stability for these groups. Most of the Israelites who were preparing to enter the promised land were orphans. Their parents died or were soon to die in the 40-year journey in the desert. Some were widows. All had been strangers. The Jewish people were strangers in Egypt. Based on the memory of that experience, biblical legal collections emphatically demand the favorable treatment of strangers. We must keep that in mind when we consider our collective response to the current worldwide crisis. The entire world must be protected, and we must be responsible. All the world is a very narrow bridge, and the most important thing is not to be overwhelmed by fear. These same Israelites who were preparing to enter the promised land of milk and honey were reminded of the transgressions of their parents. In that way, they may learn and live better lives, making better choices. So too, should we have the courage to speak truth to our children about our own missteps, those of our ancestors, and of our country. The racism that is deeply sewn into the fabric of our country's history must not be kept from our children. They need to know so they can understand themselves and our society. Quoting Rabbi Dr. Coburn of North Shore Hebrew Academy in Long Island, it's important to tell our kids of our own pain, of our own sacrifices and struggles. We should do so not to make ourselves look awesome in their eyes, although that's a nice side benefit, but so that they can learn that life can be really difficult. And then they can ask us about it and learn from us. Life can be painful, and it requires hard work and sacrifice. It's parents who are best positioned to give over such a message to their kids, protecting them from what we see as painful, be it harsh language, scary images, or even the pain of a vaccination. And not allowing them to ask questions and process their pain is a dereliction of our parental responsibility. All the world is a very narrow bridge. And the most important thing is to not be overwhelmed by fear. We have many opportunities to become overwhelmed by fear. Fear of climate change. The fires in the West are impacting our Hudson Valley air quality. Europe's unanticipated floods are devastating. We don't know what to expect in the coming seasons. Fear of change. What will we look like after the pandemic? Will masks be the new normal? Will we be able to sit comfortably in a crowd? Can an athlete drop out of the Olympics because she feels she is not mentally strong enough to continue? Will we accept sports figures bowing out of interviews after exerting themselves in a performance? What is expected of us as Jews? We are here, we are to love God and love the world that was given to us. Show gratefulness for the bounty of nature and for the body we have that breathes and sustains us throughout our life. We are also expected to take care of these gifts. All the world is a very narrow bridge, and the most important thing is to not be overwhelmed by fear. When I think of a narrow bridge, images from movies like Indiana Jones, Tarzan, and World War II movies come to mind. I see myself and others on one end of the bridge trying to summon the courage to step forward. Fear is a legitimate emotion. We can acknowledge fear and be accountable to make good choices. I know that keeping my balance is my surest bet for maintaining stability, navigating the narrow bridge of life. For 40 plus years, I had a life partner who was a natural athlete. I remember being in awe that he would compete with people who were highly skilled at many different sports. They loved to play with him. because he forced them to bring out their best game. He didn't mind if they beat him. He was in it for the sport. One of the many things that Jeff was known for was his ability to balance a basketball, a baseball bat, a cue stick on one finger. He would do so with such ease that he made it look simple. The key was that he was at one with himself and was flexible enough to adjust his touch as needed. He didn't fear that the item would fall. If it did, he would pick it up. It rarely did. I learned so much during the last year of his life. He adjusted to what was and lived his life to the fullest. He balanced on the narrow bridge of life, and that taught me not to be afraid. I wish you a Shabbat of peace, love, and balance with the world.
Thank
you.
Thank you, Carmel. It is a blessing to learn from you. העולם כולו גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, כל העולם כולו גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד, כמו העולם כולו, גשר צר מאוד, גשר צר מאוד. Turning to page 76. We offer the Misha Berach, a prayer of healing. Before I read the names on our list, I'll take a moment and recognize those who may need a moment of healing in your lives. Please, when my eyes meet yours, raise their name. Thank you. In our community, we are holding these people in our hearts for healing. Yisrael Aga, David Anderson, Amanda Batista, Susan Bosch, Susan Becker, Jenny Bryant, Tom Burrows, Amelia Byers, Audrey Cohen, Barbara Cohen, Robert Cook, Adele Corvin, Tyler Corvin, Louis Costello, Bob Davis, Alan Futterman, John Gautier, Joy Gross, Ron Hall, Anna Hernandez, Jaron Jacob, Judy Jacobs, Seth Kerr, Susan Klamberg, Andrea Klein, Mary Jane Klein, Lou Klein, Jack Levy, Jeff Lukash, Lena Ogram, Lee, Levine Olaya, Paula Markovitz, Reverend Michelle Meach, Joe Michaels, Stephanie Hayusko, Carla Friedman, Ellie Idovitz, Tony Rosenstein, Robin Stone, Elaine Trott, Ellen Vogelov, George Wells, Celeste Jaron, Aaron, Jacob and Zachary Whittam, Ben Wilder, Phyllis Bullfield, Jeffrey Zelkovitz, Gretchen Zimmerman. We offered continued healing to Sandy Albelli, Todd Albelli, Tommy Anderson, Bonnie Amantro, Jen Bennett, Pat Brackman, Joe Callie, Michael Corvin, Steve Fine, Cheryl Fitzsimmons, Barbara Gallagher, Francine Glasser, Mark Greenberg, Marcia Hamburg, Valerie Henderson, George Jones, Danny Joseph, Anita Cantor, Heather Kite, Jalevi Corley, Charles Lipman, Naomi Lurie, David Mallon, Joanne Moore and Murkoff, Catherine Nicholson, Navia Nuzzi, Orly Batsvia Vichaya, Steve Perlmutter, Antoinette Phelan, Lillian Rich Schuster, Dave Rosenthal, Evelyn Rosenthal, Kyle Rothgeb, Barbara Sahlberg, Henry Sanderson, Shirley Schneider, Deborah Sears, Phil Searles, Sloan Shortley, Michelle Simon, Charles Sletsky, Mark Trott, Sandy Viner, Karen Williams, and the Livingston House staff and residents. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. We have come to an opportunity for announcements for our community. Next week, ongoing classes, meditation, Torah study, trope class, and conversational Hebrew will meet as usual. And a reminder that Coffee Chai with the Rabbi now meets at 8:45 a.m. on the first and third Thursdays of the month. Summer Shabbat services, here we are. Join us every Friday this summer for outdoor services beginning at 6 p.m. Next Friday, August 6th, we are outdoors in Clinton Corners with a special Tot Shabbat with Rabbi beginning at 5:30, followed by early family Kabbalat Shabbat at 6 p.m. For the remainder of August, we gather at Robert Post Park in the town of Ulster. Check our website and weekly emails for the addresses. For anyone not able to join us in person, services will continue to be live streamed. Our Sisterhood Summer Dinner will be held on Wednesday, August 11th at 6 p.m. The outdoor dining event will be held at Christina's Restaurant. To reserve your seat, please contact Carmel Gold or the main office. The holidays are coming early this year, and the calendar of services is being mailed out and posted next week. Keep an eye out. Please stay tuned on how to make a reservation, as in-person seating will be limited. Yisker cards have been mailed out. Please be sure to return yours as soon as possible or by September 1st to guarantee your loved one's name will be read during the Yisker service. Zemmer is gearing up for the high holiday services, and for the high holidays, we are always looking for new voices. Contact me, cantorial soloist, Alex, or the office for more information. Registration is open for our Zimmet Religious School for the 21-22 religious school year. We are busy preparing the school for the fall semester. If you have not registered your student yet, please register online or contact the main office. Check your inbox for news and updates from the Zimmet School Director, Jonathan Billig, or contact him directly at RSD, that's RSD as in David, at cehv.org. As we move to close our service, please join me on your service insert sheet, number 4. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old people that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for the other walking the street beside you. And when you need me, your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live in your eyes and not your mind. You can love me best by letting hands touch hands, by letting bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die. People do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. Page 84, Mourner's Kaddish. Before we pray together, you'll take a moment to recognize those who are in their year of mourning. We are with you during this time. We also take this opportunity to recognize the yard sites of those who have died in this season and years past. Our hearts join in yours in remembering Frank Crone, remembered by Helene Crone, Stanley Halperin, remembered by Andrew Halperin, Minnie Kramer, Harriet Levine Cement, remembered by Carol Levine Brenner, Jacob Markovitz, remembered by Abram Markovitz, Nat Mass, Samuel Stern, Benjamin Bulfield, remembered by Ronald and Phyllis Bulfield. Yit Gadal, V'yit Kadash, Shemei Rabba, V'alma Dibra Chirute, V'amlich Malchute, V'chayechon Uvyomechon Uvchaye Dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala Uvizman Kariv V'imru Amen, V'hesh Me Rabba Mevarach Le'olam Ulalmei Almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudasha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tush v'chata v'nechemata da'miran v'alma v'imru amen yehesh lama rabba min shemaya V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol b'nei Adam v'imru Amen. We close our service this evening with a piece from your insert sheet, number 7. Ozi bezimrat Yah. The source is my strength and might, that which makes me whole and healed. Ozi bezimrat Yah. Chayechili Yeshua. Ozi bezimrat Yah. Chayechili Yeshua. Ozi bezimrat Yah. Chayechili Yeshua. Ozi bezimrat Yah. Chayechili for Kiddush. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for being here. It is such a pleasure to celebrate with you today. Lai, 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 where is my mask? Yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagofen, Amen. Amotzi lechem min haaretz, we give thanks to source for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, amotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Someone want to break bread? It's here. If anyone would like to break, I will leave it all wrapped up. I don't want to touch it with my paws. I haven't been sanitized. So, Shabbat Shalom, friends. Thank you so much for coming. We'll say goodbye to our internet friends. Thank you.